Okay, so we have the Silhouette Studio vinyl cutter, and this vinyl cutter has a caddy with a blade tool in it, and you can change the settings on how deep you want the blade to cut, or what type of material you want to cut through, so that can place into the holder here and lock into position. You can also get a pen tool if you'd like to plot around a piece of card for maybe a net for some packaging. So we place the blade into the tool holder here, plug the machine into the laptop, and then we load up Silhouette Studio software and either draw a line drawing or create some writing to send through. So when the writing has been created, we need to load the vinyl. So we take a roll of sticky back vinyl and make sure that it goes in flat and straight under the two feeder wheels. So I'll hold it down flat there and I'll press load. Now if for any reason it chews it up or it gathers, you can just unload it, flatten it out and then reload it again. Place the vinyl in like so. Make sure that it's on a surface where it's not going to sort of roll down, and then go back to the computer and we go to File, and if we're happy with our design and the size of it, we can send to Silhouette. Now on most machines and software, when you send it through to the machine, it will bring up your printer properties and you can decide on how many passes you want the blade to take, the force that the blade cuts through the material, so it might require a little bit of tweaking depending on the material that you're putting in there. So we take the design and we go to File and Send to Silhouette. Now it should come up with a properties box where you can set the force and you can set the speed and how many passes the blade will take around the design. So the machine will measure the depth of the blade, and I'll demonstrate that manually in just a moment. So I'll pause the job very quickly and take the caddy out here, so you can see that it's now got a red line between the 0 and 10, so it's currently on about 3. Now if you needed to do it manually, you would be able to set it on there just by pressing it like so. I'll get it back down to the one it was on. One more, and place it back in the machine. You can always remember to lock it into place, and then you can click on resume for your vinyl job. Now when the cutter has finished, the caddy and the blade will return back to their home position, and you can press on unload, so it will tell you when the job has stopped, but you'll be able to press on unload and the feeder wheels will send the vinyl back out of the machine. You do have a cross cutter option on this, which will act like a guillotine and slice the vinyl, but I always recommend that if you've got a few pupils doing initials, for example, that they make sure they fill the width of the vinyl. So if I slice across here, you can peel off the back of the vinyl like so. If you have a really complicated design, you might want to use tweezers or a scalpel just to pick some of the pieces out. And again, if it's a simple design, you could peel up the letters or shapes by hand and transfer them, but if you have something where positioning is key, then you'll want to use application tape. So application tape will allow you to stick over the design, rub over it with your nail, and lift the design from the backing paper. Okay, then you can transfer it onto the surface you require, rub over it a second time, and it should stick better to that surface. So sometimes you have to pull it quite tight against the item. And there you go.